What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Los Angeles Clippers staved off elimination last night by defeating the Phoenix Suns 116-102. Now they're down 3-2, going into Game 6 Wednesday night in Los Angeles, California. Chip City, led by perennial all-star Paul George, who had a big-time second half. But I think the story of the game that people might be missing is two unsung heroes, Marcus Morris Sr. and DeMarcus Cousins, a.k.a. Boogie Cousins. Morris had a big-time first quarter. Came out smoking hot. I think he went 6 for 7 in that first quarter, man, hitting a bunch of threes, played at a high level. Second quarter, Boogie Cousins came off the bench and made his presence known. Got in there and banged and stuff. Saric, that guy that they got playing the 5 for Phoenix, he's just too small, man. I think Monty Williams gonna have to make a change with that. He's just too little. He's too little. He can't handle Boogie, man. Boogie can bogart him up on the basket, and Boogie actually got the quickness advantage over him. He can spin off of him and go baseline and finish. It's just a bad matchup. They need to quit doing that. They need to have Aiden out there on them. If they don't have Aiden out there on them, they really don't have a backup 5. That's probably something they're going to have to look at in the offseason or in the draft. But Cyrus, he's just too little. And Boogie Cousins pretty much manhandled him. And that allowed Paul George to conserve his energy and have a big second half. Now, Mark Jackson for ESPN made, to me, a controversial statement. I was listening to the game. He was talking about, man, Paul George need to really step up, man. Paul George need to show everybody why he's a all-star level player. Paul George need to do this. Paul George need to do that. Paul George need to put his imprint on the game. And I'm like, what are you talking about, Mark Jackson? The man was 5 for 8 in the first half. 5 for 8. 5 out of 8 shots. That's what, 65%? Somewhere around in that neighborhood? The man had a good game, but he saw his teammates had it cooking. Why would he say, nah, y'all get out the way, man. It's my team. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the damn thing. And then don't have no energy in the second half. He played a smart and beautiful game, man. He was the best player in Game 5, and quiet as kept, he's been the best player in this series. And quiet as kept, the Los Angeles Clippers have dominated them in the 2 wins that they've got in this series, and the 3 wins that Phoenix got in them series have been all close and fought out games. Been all games that went inside the last 2 minutes before they were ultimately decided. And actually, the Los Angeles Clippers should have won Game 2. Paul George makes those free throws. You know, they looking at a 3-2, going back home looking to close out Phoenix. So this series is a very interesting series. It's a very, if you just on the outside looking in, you're not really watching the game, you just keeping up with it as far as, you see who won the game and who up in the series, you would have a false sense of security thinking that Phoenix Suns, especially going into Game 5 last night, that, oh man, Phoenix Suns gonna close these boys out, man. Phoenix Suns get ready to go to the final. But you gotta look at how the series been played out, man. Clippers ain't been blown out in no games in this series. They've been in every game. The games they won handily. So I knew it was gonna be a dogfight. Not surprised one bit that they were able to get the victory and force a Game 6, and we will see what happens Friday night, man. My bad, we'll see what happens Wednesday night. And then Friday night, if the Clippers win Wednesday night, we'll see a Game 7 Friday night, if I'm mistaken. I gotta look at the schedule. Maybe they push that Game 7 to a Saturday, but it could happen, man. We'll see what happens in Sin City, Los Angeles, California. We'll see what happens, man. But good victory by the Clippers. And Phoenix Suns, man, I ain't never seen them play this bad of a defense in the whole playoff run this year. They played horrible defense. They got to get back to their identity. Their identity is a hard-nosed, scrappy, tough, defensive-minded team. And they allowed the LA Clippers to score 116 points last night. That's way too many. So I think they're going to play better defense in Game 6. The bottom line is Booker's got to have the game that he had in Game 5, and he's got to have Chris Paul show up, and he's got to have Aiden do his thing inside as far as rebounding, altering shots, and being that inside presence. Get them some buckets too inside. They need that to happen in order for them guys to prevail in Game 6 and make it to the NBA Finals for the first time since the Charles Barkley era in Phoenix. Let me know your thoughts about Paul George being the best player in this series. Let me know your thoughts about what Phoenix Suns need to do on the defensive end of the court to get back to their identity and play better than they played in Game 5. Let me know your thoughts about who you think gonna win this series overall. Do you think it's gonna go 7 games, or you think Phoenix Suns close it out in 6? Let me know your thoughts, and let you know who you think is sitting in a proverbial catbird seat in this series. You would think it's Phoenix because they got to just win one of the next 2, but the Clippers are sitting pretty good too, because they know in these 5 games overall they've outplayed the Phoenix Suns in this series overall. And if it weren't for 2 missed free throws, they would be in command of this series. So this is kind of a very interesting series, because like I say, on the outside looking in, the Phoenix Suns seem to have the decided advantage. But when you really just break down this series and look at it game by game, you can know that the Los Angeles Clippers are very well in this series, and it is a live dog to actually come back and win this series. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts and hit the like button if you like the content of this video, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and holla.